I'm flying back to LA today and I just can't stop crying. I don't want to go. I had such an amazing trip. I've met so many amazing people. I felt so loved. Obviously with my mom. It's just...
A really disorienting place to be is coming back home after living abroad for a long time, because at least when you were abroad, it made sense that you didn't feel like you belonged. But going back home and feeling that is even more difficult, because on the surface, everything is the same. Your hometown is the same, your friends are the same.
A second, but yes, here we are. We are back in rainy, drizzly, windy Scotland after a week in Florida. I had a great time when I was there.
Well, the World Cup's over, or at least it is for England. What a sad day. But I just want to say, America, thank you for producing one of the best World Cups that I can remember. Honestly, you should be so proud.
The moment they landed back in Europe, the contrast struck like a slap. They pushed their cart into the familiar supermarket and froze. No giant American flags waving above the aisles. No bold stars and stripes. No electric pulse of abundance and pride. Just sterile shelves and quiet resignation.
Why British people don't understand when we foreigners go back home, it's not an holiday. I don't go to Italy to relax. I go there to get stressed. The only thing I do is doctors. I have 10 days to get checked every single symptoms I've been avoiding for the past 6 months.
Now, the biggest reverse culture shock that I experienced after coming back to Germany from Texas is that I realized how rude Germans are.
America, you deserve and are owed an apology. And I'm going to say sorry on behalf of all the countries outside America and their media and the narrative they paint about America. Hundreds and thousands of fans for the World Cup are now seeing America through their own eyes.
American hospitality is unmatched. I don't know the owner of this boat at all. He just seen my video yesterday and sent me a message saying, I'm heading out tomorrow, do you want to come? I said, sure. He then invited me into his house, is now giving me a private tour.
Weeks in America had ruined them. They had tasted raw energy, overflowing shelves, and unapologetic confidence. Now home felt stripped bare. Europe suddenly looked small, tired, and empty by comparison, and they couldn't unsee it.
What was your biggest surprise about Americans coming to the U.S.?
They beat us. How nice the people were after the last game in Seattle. The people in Seattle were really cool to us.
The cops are pretty chill.
The cops are pretty chill. Yeah.
You know why I love the World Cup so much? Is because of all of the videos that have been coming up on my For You page of of people across cultures sharing with each other, like all of the Koreans in Mexico that have been having so much.
One of the reasons all these videos about Europeans and foreigners coming to America and enjoying our culture so much, one of the reasons it's so great is because you have to remember that the media doesn't just lie about America in America. The media lies about America all over the world.
The Europeans stepped off the transatlantic flight, already sensing that something fundamental had shifted inside them. They had spent only a few weeks exploring American cities, highways, and everyday life. Yet, the return to their quiet European routines felt like stepping backward in time.
Being back in Germany after a trip to the United States, I can truly say the US is the greatest country on planet Earth. You've heard it a lot, and they've been hated for it. And whatever European media you check,
start to finish, you guys have shown hospitality, kindness, and just pure brilliance throughout. And none of us really expected that, I'll be honest. So thank you so much, and hopefully you can host in the future.
But you're not the same person anymore. And that mismatch feels like a reverse cultural shock, because the way people talk, the pace of life, the assumptions everyone still shares about you and the world, things that used to feel normal now feel weird.
The moment they entered their local supermarket, the absence hit them with unexpected force. Vast American grocery stores had spoiled them with endless, brightly lit aisles stretching like boulevards where choices multiplied in every direction. Back home, the shelves appeared modest and restrained, offering reliable staples, but lacking the theatrical abundance that made ordinary shopping feel like an adventure.
This morning I was boarding a crowded metro and a French college student told me that if it wasn't for you Americans, we'd all be speaking German. So she prays every morning to thank God.
Americans, I need to apologise to you. Before I came to this country, I believed everything negative I saw in the news. I saw things about how everyone was rude, how everyone tried to rip you off, and how people just genuinely don't get on.
Wednesday night, people are just out. It's the same thing, of course, in Italy, where Jen served her mission. We have created a world in the U.S. It's antisocial.
They missed the giant American flags hanging proudly above the produce sections. A simple symbol that somehow injected energy into the mundane task of buying milk. European stores operated with polite efficiency, yet they now seemed almost apologetic in their restraint. Those returning travelers began comparing everything, and the food comparisons proved especially brutal. In America, they had encountered portion sizes that bordered on comedy. Steaks large enough to feed a family for days, and burgers stacked so high they required engineering skills to eat. European portions felt daintily measured by comparison, as though the continent had collectively decided that satisfaction should remain modest. The travelers laughed among themselves about how they once believed their local bakeries represented the pinnacle of bread culture, only to discover American supermarkets stocked fresh tortillas, artisanal sourdoughs from every region, and snack aisles that stretched longer than some village main streets. The sheer variety made them question why Europe settled for fewer choices when abundance clearly brought genuine joy.
What is your guys' favorite part about America?
Everything they do. Like Texas barbecue.
Texas barbecue.
Texas barbecue.
People very kind.
Very kind?
Yeah.
Hamburger? Hamburger? Yeah. From where? From where? Texas burger.
Barbecue. Casino.
Involving people.
All over the US enjoying the World Cup matches. And you've seen them loving America. They're talking about how great it is. You've seen all of the social media coverage. They're drinking unlimited refills and putting ice in everything.
Well, the time has come. It's time to leave the United States once again and go back to Scotland. I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm going to miss being back here in the US and how much I've loved being here.
But this only gets more interesting. Roads delivered another layer of painful realization. American highways stretched endlessly with smooth surfaces and clear signage that made long drives feel liberating rather than exhausting. Drivers maintained consistent speeds. Exits appeared exactly where expected, and rest stops provided clean facilities along with surprisingly decent food. Back on European roads, the returnees noticed narrower lanes, more frequent tolls, and traffic patterns that seemed designed to test patience rather than move people efficiently. They missed the open feeling of cruising across multiple states without constantly adjusting to different rules or languages. American roads encouraged exploration with national parks accessible within reasonable drives and scenic routes that rewarded those willing to venture out. European motorways served their purpose but now felt cramped and overly regulated. As if the entire infrastructure apologized for taking up space, the travelers exchanged knowing glances while stuck in familiar traffic, remembering how American freeways allowed them to cover hundreds of miles in a single satisfying burst of freedom. City buildings and urban layouts amplified the sense of loss. Their own historic stadiums carried charm and tradition, yet they suddenly appeared smaller and less equipped for modern expectations. Office towers and shopping centers in American cities often incorporated generous parking, wide walkways, and climate-controlled environments that prioritized convenience. European architecture offered beauty through centuries of history, but the returnees now noticed practical limitations such as tiny elevators, limited accessibility, and streets never designed for the volume of contemporary life. They missed the American tendency to build big and think bigger, creating spaces that inspired rather than merely accommodating.
Something that I'm still not used to is when you look at someone and they don't smile, or don't smile back at you when you smile at them, or even just little. Hello, or I know it sounds like little, but it goes such a long way. I don't get why it's not a thing here. Kind of miss my American friendliness, but also people. Oh my God! No way! No way! Oh my gosh! This is awesome!
Supermarkets continued to haunt their thoughts long after the initial shock. The American versions functioned like self-contained universes where one could purchase electronics, clothing, groceries, and even firearms in some locations without ever stepping outside. Pharmacies occupied entire sections with more medication options than most European hospitals stocked. The returnees described laughing at themselves for previously feeling satisfied with compact neighborhood shops that closed early and offered predictable selections. In America, even late-night runs became pleasant experiences with bright lighting, friendly staff, and checkout lines that moved with surprising speed. European cashiers maintained proper decorum but lacked the energetic small talk and genuine enthusiasm many American workers displayed. Massive screens, advanced sound systems, and concessions offering every imaginable snack transformed games into full-day events. Europeans returned to their local football matches, appreciating the passion, but missing the comfort and scale that made American venues feel like destinations rather than simple arenas. Theme parks, museums, and tourist attractions in the United States often incorporated interactive elements, generous spacing, and customer service focused on maximum enjoyment.
Hey yo, y'all gotta look at the people here in the U.S. experiencing American weather for the first time. Like, it's real comedy. Like, they're surprised by the fact that we close down stuff whenever there's lightning storms because the lightning really do be that bad. Games getting delayed, pools getting shut down, and they are bewildered. They're also experiencing American heat for the first time. Like, we be sweating most of the year. The funniest thing to me is that this is just regular American stuff. Like, don't let a supercell blow through or a storm with tornadic activity blow through, then they are going to be, let's just say the Trump administration might not need to worry about people wanting to get in America.
After the World Cup, they are going to go back to Europe, park their car, and instinctively think, I wish I could stay inside for this. Because once you get used to drive through life, you don't forget it.
No, you're not in the US anymore. I'm back in Canada. This is a large wing.
This is the ice cream. My house died. This is the ice cream here, bro.
The returnees found themselves daydreaming about road music, trips that connected multiple attractions without complicated border crossings or currency exchanges. They missed the straightforward optimism that seemed woven into American planning, where projects aimed for impressive results rather than incremental improvements. Daily conveniences accumulated into a powerful wave of nostalgia. Air conditioning worked reliably across entire American buildings during summer heat, while many European structures still relied on thick walls and good fortune. Customer service in the United States operated on the principle that the buyer deserved to leave happy, often with solutions offered before complaints could fully form. European service maintained dignity and correctness, but sometimes felt distant by comparison. The travelers noted how American stores provided free bags, generous return policies, and staff members empowered to solve music problems on the spot. Europeans who once defended their muesli and espresso routines now secretly longed for bottomless coffee refills and hearty portions that fueled entire mornings of activity. Dinner options in America spanned every global cuisine with authenticity that surprised even well-traveled visitors. Tex-Mex restaurants delivered flavors that somehow exceeded expectations, while steakhouse treated beef with reverent seriousness. The returnees missed grocery sections dedicated entirely to international foods. Fresh seafood counters displaying catches from both coasts and produce departments where fruits appeared perfectly ripe regardless of season.
Everyone has been so friendly to me. Everyone wants to talk to me. Everyone's been giving me advice about my trip and just genuinely being so helpful. American hospitality is definitely a real thing, guys, and I'm all here for it.
Devastating. Europe tries to portray the US very often in a bad light, but people that have visited there and have experienced the country, its people, its food, its level of service, it's completely different. So
it's huge. Now it's a car shop. Oh, we can go over there and get cereal.
European markets provided quality ingredients, yet the limited selection now felt like a quiet admission of restraint rather than a virtue. And the infrastructure details continued revealing themselves in unexpected ways. American electrical outlets accommodated plugs without adapters. Public restrooms maintained high standards of cleanliness across most states, and water fountains appeared regularly in public spaces. The travelers laughed about previously viewing these as minor conveniences until their absence highlighted how much mental energy Europe sometimes required for basic tasks. The returnees realized they had adapted quickly to a system designed around abundance and efficiency, making the return to more measured European approaches feel like a voluntary downgrade. Cultural energy provided perhaps the deepest source of longing. Americans displayed unfiltered enthusiasm for their country, businesses, and personal achievements without the ironic detachment common in parts of Europe. Flags appeared naturally in front of homes and businesses as expressions of pride rather than political statements. The returnees missed this straightforward confidence that seemed to fuel innovation and risk-taking across society. European cultures offered sophistication and history in generous measure. Yet the travelers now perceived a certain fatigue in familiar traditions that had repeated for centuries without significant evolution.
I will say, walking through the doors there, it was one of the most mind-boggling things I've ever seen. I've been to many stadiums at this point, but you walk in and it's the immediate stadium you see. It's so huge and it's so steep.
Right? Ordered sliders, like, what is this little one-bite face-ass slider? And look at the wings. Look how tiny. Here's the palm of my hand.
What is this? Who is this supposed to feed?
I always lose weight when I come back home from Europe.
What's your favorite food you've tried here in the U.S.?
Long John Silver's. Oh, the best catfish ever. We can't get that in Sweden.
I love Arby's. Roast beef sandwiches, which are phenomenal. Long John Silver's. The atmosphere, the food.
Panda Express. The orange chicken is really good.
Can't get that in Sweden?
No.
American cities pulsed with constant reinvention, where old buildings received modern updates and new districts emerged with fresh ideas. This forward momentum created an atmosphere where possibilities felt genuinely open rather than carefully managed. Shopping experiences reinforced the pattern. American malls and outlet centers operated on scales that dwarfed most European equivalents, with stores offering wide inventories and frequent sales that created genuine excitement. Sales associates often possessed detailed product knowledge and a willingness to assist beyond basic transactions. The returnees contrasted this with familiar European shops where browsing sometimes felt like an imposition on staff time. The abundance of choices extended to clothing sizes, color options, and styles that accommodated diverse body types and preferences without judgment. Public spaces and nature access told similar stories. American national parks combined breathtaking scenery with infrastructure that allowed millions to enjoy them safely each year. Well-maintained trails, visitor centers, and nearby accommodations made wilderness experiences accessible rather than exclusive.
I'm so happy America is finally receiving the flowers that it deserves. We've all seen the videos of the Europeans experiencing America for what it truly is.
Hey, is small. What's this? What's the party? A political...
Europeans returned to their beautiful but often more restricted natural areas where regulations sometimes limited spontaneous exploration. They missed the American balance of preservation and enjoyment that encouraged people to experience natural wonders directly. City parks in the United States frequently featured large grassy areas, sports facilities, and events that brought communities together. European parks offered charm through careful landscaping, yet many now seemed smaller and more formal by comparison. Yet the direct comparison revealed meaningful gaps in everyday experiences that affected quality of life in subtle but accumulating ways. The travelers found themselves sharing stories with friends and family who listened with mixed emotions. Some are defensive about European ways, and others are quietly curious about the American differences. Conversations stretched late into evenings as people processed the uncomfortable truth that their familiar world suddenly felt limited.
The food. You know, we don't get really good Mexican food, so we've had some fantastic food here, fantastic wine here from the wonderful vineyards of Base Robles.
People are lovely, but it's expensive.
Americans are obviously a lot of places in the UK in terms of like football stadiums. Yeah. I think there's a lot of stadiums in the UK that are brilliant football stadiums. Is that the best stadium you've ever been to? By far and away, that is the best.
I don't think it's the best football stadium. It's a fantastic stadium.
The supermarket flags remained a recurring symbol in their minds, representing something larger than decoration. Those bright banners embodied confidence and national spirit that translated into practical outcomes like better infrastructure, more choices, and friendlier service. Europeans who once viewed such displays as excessive now understood them as genuine expressions of belief in the future. They missed the feeling of living in a place that constantly tried to improve rather than preserve what already existed. They sought out international grocery stores for bolder flavors, planned longer road trips to recapture that sense of freedom, and spoke more openly about ambitions that once seemed unrealistic within European frameworks. The experience changed them permanently by expanding their definition of normal. They understood that Europe offered tremendous value through culture and quality of life. Yet, America demonstrated what happened when societies embraced abundance, innovation, and unapologetic optimism without constant self-doubt.
And I am sorry the media in these countries outside of America paints you the way they do. America is rich in culture, scenery, the people are amazing.
We hate on each other nowadays and all of the terrible things going on in the world. The World Cup brings people together in a way that not many things do. Can we have the World Cup every year, please?
Or they stay. Time passes, life moves forward, and even the people who never left are still evolving in their own way. And I think part of learning to live with this is accepting that we don't really go back to anything the same way we left it. And maybe the goal isn't to feel like there is only one place.
The contrast proved both painful and liberating, forcing these travelers to see both continents more clearly than before. Their stories spread through social circles and online discussions, encouraging more Europeans to experience America directly. Each returning visitor brought back similar observations about supermarkets, roads, food portions, stadiums, and the general energy that made ordinary days feel more alive. The pattern repeated because the differences were real and noticeable rather than imagined. America had flaws that visitors readily acknowledged. Yet, its strengths in practical everyday matters left lasting impressions that Europe struggled to match in several important areas. Those who missed America most deeply did so not because Europe lacked beauty or history, but because America offered a complementary set of advantages that enhanced everyday existence in ways worth appreciating. Their stories served as bridges between cultures, encouraging honest conversations about what different societies prioritized and what results followed from those choices. In the end, the travelers gained more than memories of large stakes and smooth highways. They developed deeper gratitude for practical freedoms and conveniences that many people worldwide take for granted until direct comparison forces reevaluation.